Hello, I'm Walter, and we're going to look at a very interesting item. This is an archival Pasmore item. Victor Pasmore, English artist and architect, lived in England and lived in Malta. So we're going to go back to 1974, and we're going to look at a picture. This in my hand is a photograph of the limited edition the Tate has, and the reason the Tate has it because Pasmore was a friend of Sir Kenneth Clarke, who was one of the directors of the Tate. And the publisher Marlborough House was known amongst the directors and artists, and the connection that Pasmore had with Marlborough House and Sir Kenneth Clarke meant the Tate were inclined to fill up on Pasmore's work. If you go on Tate, into Tate Gallery, and put into the search engine Victor Pasmore, there's hundreds and hundreds of articles and items they have about him, so it's a good resource. So this here is a copy of this limited edition in the Tate, and the impression is 38 centimetres square, which is 15 inches square. So this is where it gets complicated. The limited edition is a copy of this maquette, and this maquette is a copy of the original artwork. So you have the painting, which isn't initialed, and then you have the maquette, which is a photograph of the original, and the publisher, the artist Pasmore, and the printers make amendments to the photograph because it's sacrificial, and they can't obviously make amendments to the original artwork. So they have the maquette, and this maquette is a photograph of the original. And you can see on it, it's painted with a white gouache, and the idea there is the printer wanted a clearer, more defined image because the etching plate was made using photography to get the image onto the etching plate. So if you compare this image with the original, it's more like this one here, even the tiny microscopic flecks are on it. So that is the chain of events. It's the original painting, drawing, it's the photographic maquette, it's the etching plate, it's the limited edition. And we have a book from Pasmore about Pasmore which says that he would go to the etching plate factory, which is a different place to the printers, and he would etch his initials into the etching plate often the left-hand corner. And that is why on the finished limited editions, nearly always, his initials are in reverse on the right-hand corner because they print it like that and turn it round, and he often will sign in pencil on the margin as well. That's what's happened. It's very convoluted and confusing. So we are selling a original, the only existing maquette for Deep Inside I Looked 1974. You'll say, well, it's white, it's not oxide colours. Well, that's true, because we have a load of these for different artworks, and the maquette has instructions for size. We alluded to the 15 inches, it says 15 inches. It indicates the type of paper to use, sepia, black, blue, that was the instruction. This has a stamp of John Pasmore photography with his home address. So it's an authentic photograph. This is the pouch they were kept in. It was a piece of rigid card with an overlay of tissue paper which they could write on if they wanted to. So that is the maquette and its pouch. And the finished article is this lovely colour, beigey, oxidey colour, ochre coloured print. What they used to do is they would add grit and powder into the ink, and they would choose the colours as they saw fit. And if you go onto the Tate, many of the ones in the Tate have this one sort of oxidey colour, the calypsos, the spiral motifs. So it is a colour that he was fond of at the time. So this is for sale. It is in a double-sided case, a double-sided frame. You can see the back. You can see the John Pasmore stamp. You can see the instructions, the size, the colour instructions, and you can see the microscopic hand-painted variations to the photograph for the printers. And as I said, I'll say it one more time, the prints in the Tate are based on the maquette not directly on the original, because the original was changed. In some of the other ones we have, the paintings by Passmore were literally changed, and they were sometimes added to, and sometimes they had elements taken away. This one is another one. This says 1974 linear development in one movement. This one, like all the ones we have a certificate from a London dealer right in the middle of, where was it? Jermyn Street, one of the best dealers in England selling prints, specialist. So we have certificates, individual certificates, they're not just all sort of chucked out, printed off. We have individual photographed certificates for all these items, saying they're the real thing. This one here shows the 1974 linear development in one movement. This one here has, we've had it hung so it can go landscape way, and it has an arrow showing which way round it should be hung. It has a bit of a card from Marlborough House, which is the publisher, and as I say, you get the link with the Tate, who has the limited editions, and we have the certificates as well. We've put it all together. So this is landscape way round in a white frame. Decoratively they're interesting, they're certainly unusual and rare, and I think if you're a collector of Passmore stuff, I think it's quite interesting to know that the limited editions are not the same as the original artworks. They are usually changed in a minor way, sometimes changed in quite a major way, and in rare occasions he often adds extra elements outside the plate on the margin, as well as the poems he sometimes adds. Okay, I hope I haven't confused you. It is confusing. I was confused when I was first showing these, and it is slightly academic and archival. They're not for sale. Thank you very much.